Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I've got a new makeup tutorial for you again, this time inspired by ducks. Yeah, let's get started. I know it's a bit of a random theme, but I don't know, like with all the colorful looks of the past few weeks, this time I wanted to do a more neutral toned look. And whenever I do a makeup look for a tutorial, I always just sort of like to have an inspiration of sorts. So yeah, inspiration this time is ducks. We're just gonna start with the primer though. Next up, I'm gonna darken it up a little bit with a cream eyeshadow this time, because I want to go for something quite natural. So yeah, I'm just applying a little bit of this. Not too much, because this stuff is really pigmented. And then I'm going to blend it out with a soft. It's a blending brush, but it has the softness of a blending brush, but it's firm enough to also really blend a cream product. Which is kind of nice if you're trying to blend a cream product. Logic. But yeah, anyways. And yeah, I'm just gonna apply this in the outer corners and blend it out. Just have that nice base already going on. And one thing I always really find important with a cream eyeshadow, I think I mention this literally every time I do a cream eyeshadow, but you gotta start on blending it immediately. Don't wait around for it to dry, because if you wait around for it to dry, with most brands you're not gonna be able to move it anymore, which is kind of the point, because you want it to stick. But you only want it to stick once it looks like you want it to look. And even though I am going to apply some powder eyeshadows as well, I do want the base to be nice and blended, because trust me, you just make your entire makeup journey a lot easier if your base is good. Because if you have a very blotchy base, you know, like with this basic random spots and stains of cream eyeshadow, it's going to be really difficult to still get it blended. Then I want some shimmer. So I'm also going to use a cream eyeshadow for that. Again, don't apply too much. Just put some on, and then I'm going to use a slightly flatter brush. And blend this over the entire eyelid and a little bit into the inner corner. I'm not sure how much eyeshadow I'm going to apply on top of the shimmer, because it is really gorgeous. But yeah, just make sure it's nicely blended as well. And don't forget this little part here at the crease, because, well, you can either do a cut crease or make it soft, but do something that is actually on purpose, because if you end up with just a random like edge there that's not even on both eyes, not even, that sounded weird, anyway, that is just going to look a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, I want to have it soft today, so I'm just going to blend it. Now it's time for the duck inspired parts. Like I said, this look is inspired by ducks, mostly like the colors of female ducks, but I also have some footage of male ducks, because I didn't just encounter female ducks when I was filming. So yeah, enjoy random duck footage throughout this video. For now though, we're going to focus on the eyeshadow palette first. This is the Native palette by xoBeauty. And it has literally the perfect colors for this. Well, the ducks are rarely golden, but like the male ones actually have green. But yeah, I'm going to stick mostly to the browns, I think. And first thing I'm going to do is just grab a different brush and start sharpening the edges here. Next up, I want a little bit of a wing, because one of the things I really like about ducks is how the feathers, like the colors in the feathers, are sort of like little puzzle pieces that fit together. And yeah, I'm not going to make this a super graphic eye look. I'm not going to go for very sharp lines or anything. But I do want that sort of effect in there somewhere. So I'm going to do that by making a wing with a small eyeshadow brush. Pulling that into the crease and then just sort of blending it a little. Like, I don't want to have this like a full-on graphic liner kind of moment. I just want a hint to be there of a wing. But softened. The entire explanation makes a lot more sense in my head, so I guess the best thing you can do is to just watch what I'm doing and go from there. And with a larger brush, well, the brush I just used for the cream eyeshadow down here, I'm going to blend this out, because like I said, I want this to be a shape, but I don't want this to be too sharp. And obviously I'm just going to go between my eyes here. Not literally put it here, like look at one and then look at the other and I'm going to make sure that they actually match is the entire point I'm trying to make here. But it's a process. Like I said, going back and forth between the eyes. I said going between the eyes, that's not what I meant. I just used the wrong word as usual. Anyway, I always like to start with like a sort of softer thing, then move to the other eye, then darken up the first eye, because it's easier to darken things up than to make things lighter again. And also make sure to really blend this edge here between the outer corner and the actual moving eyelid. So everything is nice and soft there as well. Then a teeny tiny amount of shimmer on the highest point of the brow bone, and I'm also going to use this brush just to blend out the edge here a little bit more. And then also a little bit of shimmer in the inner corner, same shade that I used up here, but more. And blending it onto the cream eyeshadow, but not too much, because other than that I really think it's like shiny enough. And yes, I'm actually well aware that ducks rarely have glitter on them. But yeah, it's an inspired look, not an actual, you know, duck. That would be weird on my face. Anyway, I'm just going to move on to eyeliner now, and I'm going to do something that I rarely do. Instead of doing a full winged eyeliner, I'm literally just going to draw a line atop my lashes. Now, I'm just doing my eyebrows, obviously. I've really been a fan of the Urban Decay Inked Brow lately, because, well, the beauty of it is, if you avoid your eyebrows while washing your face, it literally stays on for like 3 days, which is perfect for lazy people like me. Also, don't mind the little windmill thing in the backdrop. The plant that it's standing in is so dead that it can't even give the windmill up anymore. Whoopsie. That's probably my own fault somehow. Blah. Yeah. Now I'm going for a really natural layer on my face, because obviously it is springtime and it is really nice weather here right now. But yeah, I really want to, you know, not have to worry about my face too much. So what I like to do during the day, I'm already wearing sunscreen, but during the day I like to spray on more sunscreen, because rubbing sunscreen over makeup is generally not the best idea in the world if you want to keep your makeup on. But either way, I don't want a very thick layer that is just going to look weird if it starts wearing off a little due to the oiliness of the sunscreen. I also don't want to get like complete dents in my face from my sunglasses. I just want a nice thin layer that just won't look weird if it starts to wear off in any way, shape or form. And what I do like to do when I just use a little bit of foundation is actually BB cream. If I use low coverage, I do like to use some concealer to get a little bit more coverage where I want more coverage. That is logical, isn't it? Anyway. But yeah, just gonna apply that and blend it out as well. For powder, I'm not gonna bother with baking, because with a combination of sunscreen, oily skin and sweat, I really don't have the illusion to begin with that I'm going to last the entire day without repowdering my face. So yeah. And I just realized I want to use a cream highlighter. Luckily it is looking good over top of, I obviously already applied it on this side by the way, over top of the powder. I didn't powder a lot, luckily. This is the reason I barely use cream products, because I always forget. Anyway, a little bit of a cream highlighter is the point. And now that the brows are also brow gelled, I'm going to do some contouring. Just nice and subtle. Also, by the way, if you want to know exactly what products I've used, there will be a list below this video. And then lastly, some peach colored blush on top of it. The under eye is going to be very, very, very simple. And basically I just tapped off my brush on my skirt. A pale color skirt. I'm not very smart. Anyway, I'm just going to darken it up a little with a small brush and the darkest eyeshadow. Well, basically the one that I also made the wing with. So I'm pretty much just connecting it. And dragging this inwards a little. Making sure that it's dark enough to actually make a difference, but not too dark to create a full-on smoky eye. And then, well, in my case, the other side of the brush, but any form of blending brush will do. Without extra product, I'm going to use that to blend. And yeah, that's basically it for the under eye eyeshadows. Then, pale pencil on the waterline. I really need to repurchase this, by the way. I'm pretty sure I'm still using the first one I ever bought. Which is probably not healthy, come to think of it. But yeah, it's finally sort of going empty. Like, you don't use a lot of it, but I've also used it a couple of times as a base for body paint. So, it's kind of becoming tragically short by now. The difference mascara can make. Yeah, I'm just going to curl my lashes and use mascara for the simple reason that... Well, I don't know if it's like some form of hay fever, but my eyes tend to burn in summer more. Well, summer, from springtime onwards really. More so than in winter, and I know that if I want to sit in the backyard and read a book, I might want to not go for falsies, because I will just get all teary eyed and like be in eye pain. And more so, they're just gonna tear up and ruin my makeup. So yeah. It's better for me to just go for a mascara instead, because it doesn't irritate my eyes. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm just going to let this dry before I remove it and actually apply my setting spray. For now we're just going to do lips. I have this product by Buxom that I still wanted to try out. It's a lip stain, so we're gonna test it. By the way, seriously, how weirdly green is this thing? Okay, yeah, I've just removed the stain and now I'm just patting some new highlighter on top of it. Anyway, about the lip stain, the stain that was actually supposed to be there. It is pretty. You do gotta like keep in mind with the lip stain that it's a lip stain, not a liquid lipstick, so it's not going to be completely full opaque coverage. But I do really like the color. I like that it's plumping. I like how it makes my lip looks, but I also like how soft and nourishing it feels. And I think the color just goes quite nicely with the more neutral toned eyes. So yeah, just gonna do some setting spray and then we're done. And we're done. Yes, my bangs are tragic. I need to cut them, I need to wash them, I need to blow dry them. In that order. But just ignore that for now. The makeup did turn out as I wanted. I'm happy with it. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did enjoy this video, please consider liking it, because it does make YouTube suggest my videos more often to new people. If you don't want to miss any of the future videos, you can always subscribe to my channel. And for now, as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and I hope to see you next time. Bye!